Okay friends, this video we're gonna review one more time solving writing equations. Okay, we took our quiz. You're preparing if you want to retake it. So make sure you follow along with this video. Write down the examples. I promise you, if you write it down, it's gonna stick in your brain so much better. I really do promise. That is scientifically studied and proven, okay? If you write it down, you remember it. So make sure you follow along. So we're going to start by just solving some equations. Remember that my goal is always to get the variable by itself. So like here I have 6x. I want to know what 1x is. Here I have y plus 3. I want to know just what y is, okay? So I'm going to draw a line through the equal sign to keep it organized. Okay. So I have 6x. Remember that when a number and a variable are squished together like this with a coefficient, this number in front is called the coefficient, there's an invisible multiplication symbol right there. Okay. To get rid of the 6, I'm going to undo it, okay, by doing the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So I divide by 6. What I do on the side with the variable, I have to do on the other side. Okay? 6x divided by 6. Well, 6 divided by 6 is 1. So we get 1x equals 48 divided by 6 is 8. And we did it. We got x by itself. I wanted to know what 1x was. I did that. Okay? Remember that you can use a calculator if you need to. It's always good to use it just to check your work. Okay? Over here, I have negative 7.9 equals y plus 3. I'm going to start by drawing my line through the equal sign to keep it organized. Okay? Right now I have y plus 3. I want to get y by itself. So I'm going to undo this plus 3 by doing the opposite. The opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Okay? So 3 minus 3 is 0. These cancel each other out and you're left with y. And over here, I type negative 7.9 minus 3 is negative 10.9. Now, if you are using a calculator like what's on the phone, to type it in, you're going to type 7.9. Then you have to hit this plus minus button to make it negative, then minus 3. Okay? So different calculators work different ways. Mine has a negative button, which is different than the subtraction button. Okay, so we're done. Right here, n over negative 12 equals 7. Remember that fraction bars actually mean division. It's just a fancy way to write division. So to get n by itself, I'm going to undo division by multiplying by the entire number on bottom. So by negative 12. Okay? Since I am both multiplying and dividing by negative 12, those are opposites, so they cancel each other out, and you're just left with n equals, then I'm going to type in my calculator 7 times negative 12. Oops, missed the 1. Okay. Is negative 84. You're using a calculator like this one. 7 times 12, then I have to hit the negative button to make it negative. Okay? All right, What if there's multiple things happening? Let's talk about that. So I have 4k plus 2 equals 26. I just want to know what k is by itself. So the first thing I undo is the constant. So whatever you're adding or subtracting. In this case, I'm adding 2. I'm going to undo that by doing the opposite, which is subtracting 2. What I do on the side with the variable, I have to do on the other side. So 2 minus 2 is 0. These cancel each other out. And we have 4k equals 26 minus 2 is 24. And then the second thing I undo is the coefficient. So I undid the constant, so now I have to undo the coefficient. I have 4 times k right here. I need to undo multiplication by doing the opposite, which is division on both sides. So 4k divided by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so 4k divided by 4 is 1k. And then we have 24 divided by 4, which is 6. And we did achieve our goal of getting the variable by itself, so I'm done. Just want 1k. Here, I have 5j plus 7 equals negative 43. First thing I undo is the constant, whatever I'm adding or subtracting. Okay? So I'm going to undo this plus 7 by doing the opposite, which is minus 7. So we're going to undo the constant. What I do on this side, I have to do on this side. So 7 minus 7 is 0. Those cancel each other out. And you're left with 5j. So we're going to type negative 43 minus 7 is negative 50. Or 43, make it negative, minus 7 is negative 50, okay? So I typed 43, then I have to make it negative. So negative 50. Okay, right now I have 5j. I want to know what 1j is. So I'm going to undo 5 times j. Okay, by dividing, because that's the opposite. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so we get 1j equals. Then I have negative 50 divided by 5 is negative 10. I'm going to change this. Let's redo this guy. Let's do okay. Just change him around a little bit. Okay, so p divided by 3 minus 1.5 equals 6. So I first need to undo the constant, this minus 1.5, by doing the opposite and adding 1.5 on both sides. Okay, negative 1.5 plus 1.5 is 0. These cancel each other out. And we're left with p divided by 3. On the other side, we have 6 plus 1.5 is 7.5. Okay? So now I have p over 3. This means division. I'm going to undo my coefficient of dividing by 3 by doing the opposite, which is multiplying by 3 on both sides. Okay? Since I'm both multiplying and dividing by 3, those are opposites, so they cancel each other out, and I'm left with p. Then on my other side, I have to do 7.5 times 3, just 22.5. And I know I'm done because I achieved my goal of getting P by itself. All right, 1/3 R plus 5 equals 12. I'm gonna first undo the constant. So the plus 5, I undo plus 5 by subtracting 5. So those cancel each other out. You're left with 1/3 R equals 12 minus 5 is 7. Okay. Then, to get rid of a fraction, we do the opposite and multiply by the reciprocal. That's when we flip the fraction. So I'm going to multiply by 3/1. Okay. So this becomes 3/3, because we have 3 times 1 and 1 times 3, R, equals 7 times 3 is 21. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we get 1R equals 21. So when you see a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. That's where you flip it. All right, I took 1/3 and flipped it. Okay? So that's fractions. All right. Now we have a couple word problems. Okay, we're going to write the equation and then solve it. So Jan bought 8 lemons for $32. How much was each lemon? So I'm going to circle that she bought 8 lemons for $32. We want to know how much was each lemon. Okay? So I need to pick a variable to represent the thing that I don't know in my problem, which is the cost of each lemon. So I'm going to say C is the cost of 1 lemon. Okay? She bought 8 of them, so I'm going to take 8 lemons times the cost of each lemon, which I don't know, so 8 times C equals, she spent $32. So my equation is 8C equals 32. $8, 8 lemons times the cost of each lemon, I don't know, use my variable, equals how much she spent. So to solve, I have 8 times C. I'm going to undo that by dividing by 8. And you get that C equals 32 divided by 8 is 4. And we were looking for the cost, so that's going to be $4 per lemon. Okay, all right, last one. Charles spent $25.20 on popcorn and a soda. If the soda was $3.75 and each popcorn was $7.15, how many bags of candy did he buy? Okay, he spent a total of $25.20. Each soda was $3.75. The popcorn was $7.15. How many bags of this should say popcorn. Popcorn did he buy? Okay, so our equation is going to be the cost of popcorn plus the cost of soda. It's going to equal the total spent. Okay, so the cost of popcorn, well, first let's choose a variable. The thing I don't know in this problem is how many bags of popcorn he bought. So I'm going to choose a variable B to represent bags of popcorn. Okay? So the cost of popcorn was $7.15 per bag. Okay? So we're going to take that times the number of bags. So the cost per bag times the number of bags he bought is going to equal the total cost of popcorn plus the cost of soda. He only bought one of those, so I'm just going to add it, equals the total he spent. Okay? So now that I've set it up, I can solve. I first undo the constant, so this plus 375 by subtracting 375. Okay, 375 minus 375 is 0. So those guys cancel each other out. Left with 715b equals 2520 minus 375 is 2145. Okay. So now I have 7.15 times b. I need to get b by itself. So I'm going to undo that by doing the opposite, which is dividing. What I divide by on this side, I have to divide by on the other side. So 7.15 divided by 7.15 is 1, so we get 1b. $21.45 divided by 7.15 is 3. And then to put a label, I go back to what I labeled my variable as. B is the number of bags of popcorn, so 3 bags of popcorn. All right, so I hope this was a helpful review. You got this, you're gonna do great.